All right, buckle up, everyone.
Yeah.
Because something pretty remarkable just happened that might have slipped under your radar. We're talking a proper space doubleheader. Not just one launch, no, but two. Two launches, two different coasts, all in, well, basically a single day. Today on the Deep Dive, we're going to be dissecting this recent surge of activity from SpaceX. Specifically, focusing on their Starlink constellation. Let's dig in.
Absolutely. And the source material we're looking at today, it gives us this really incredible snapshot. You really see the rapid pace of modern space operations.
Yeah.
How fast satellite deployment is moving now.
Right. It shows just how quickly things are changing up there in low Earth orbit. So our mission for you, our listener, is pretty straightforward. We want to pull out the most important bits, the key nuggets of knowledge and insight from all this activity. Basically give you a shortcut to understanding what's really going on with these launches and importantly what it might mean for, well, for all of us. Okay, so let's kick off with the first part of this this Saturday doubleheader. You got to picture this. It's 5:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Super early, right? Saturday, July 26th, 2025. An early bird liftoff from Florida.
That's right. And the location was Space Launch Complex 40, SLC 40, they call it, down at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This particular rocket, a Falcon 9, it carried 28 of their broadband internet satellites. They identified this batch as Group 1026 and got them into low Earth orbit pretty quick, within about an hour of flight.
Okay, 28 satellites, East Coast, crack of dawn. But here's where it gets really interesting, right? While that was going on, SpaceX had another Starlink mission lined up. Same day, but clear across the country.
Exactly. This one involved 24 satellites lifting off from Vandenberg Space Force Base over in California, scheduled for 8:55 p.m. Pacific time.
Which translates to, what, 11:55 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night? Or technically, early Sunday GMT 0355. The sheer operational capability here. Two orbital launches, less than 24 hours apart. I mean, that's not just logistics, is it? What does that signal?
Oh, it signals a fundamental shift. Absolutely. This kind of pace, it makes something that used to be a really rare event, a rocket launch, feel almost routine. It's a very clear indicator of how rapidly we can access low Earth orbit now.
Right.
And that impacts everything, Satellite deployment, sure, but also research, maybe even national security down the line. It's really about making space operations way more efficient, more scalable.
And a huge part of that efficiency, that frequency, comes down to the rocket itself. The Falcon 9's first stage, we're told, just about 2 minutes into the flight, it does its job, separates from the upper stage, and heads back home.
Yeah, and the return journey is, frankly, quite clever. It's automated. This booster performs what they call a propulsive return to Earth. So instead of just falling, it fires its engines again to slow down, guide itself, autonomously.
Guiding itself back.
And it nails the landing. Touched down perfectly on the drone ship waiting out in the Atlantic. This one was called a shortfall of gravitas.
A shortfall in gravitas. Gotta love the names. Okay, and this specific booster, the one that flew this mission, B1078.
That's the one.
It hit a massive milestone. This was its 22nd flight, 22. That number just, it seems huge. Can you help us unpack that? What does 22 flights really mean for this kind of hardware, for sustainability?
Yeah, 22 flights. It's honestly a testament to how robust the Falcon 9 design is, and just as importantly, how good SpaceX has gotten at turning these things around quickly. It really hammers home the impact of reusability. It changes the economics entirely. Well, think about it. Fewer new rockets to build, faster deployment schedules, and, a significantly smaller environmental footprint compared to just throwing away rockets every time.
Right, the old expendable model.
Exactly. And this booster, B1078, it's not just been launching Starlinks. The source mentions previous missions like Crew 6, that's astronauts SES-03B, mPower B, USSF-124, Bluebird, a whole mix, plus, 17 previous Starlink missions before this one. So it shows incredible versatility, reliability across different kinds of payloads.
Okay, so this constant reuse, cycling these boosters like B1078, that's what's enabling this incredible launch cadence. But what's the end goal here? All these launches, what are they building? Let's zoom out a bit to the Starlink network itself. What's the big idea?
So the core idea, the purpose of Starlink is providing broadband internet globally,
right.
Especially focusing on places that are underserved, rural areas, remote locations where traditional internet is tough or non-existent.
And this latest launch, the Doubleheader, pushed the numbers up again.
It did. What's fascinating here is that this latest batch pushed the total count of active Starlink satellites past 8,000. 8,000 satellites in orbit.
Wow. And the context there is they're licensed for, what, 12,000?
Currently licensed for 12,000, yeah. So hitting 8,000 active ones, it's not just a number. It signifies moving from what might have been seen as a niche service to something that's becoming a genuinely global internet backbone. For a lot of remote areas, this isn't just about better internet. Sometimes it's about any internet access at all.
Right.
And that can fundamentally reshape things. Economic opportunities, social access, stuff we haven't really seen from space on this scale before.
It's a really powerful point. So as this constellation keeps growing, what are the main implications you see? For global connectivity, for access, is it just more people online, or is there something deeper happening?
It is definitely about getting more people online, yes. But I think the deeper shift is about, well, equity of access. Think about huge parts of the world where laying fiber optic cables, for example, is just impractical or way too expensive. Starlink offers a viable alternative, high speed, relatively speaking, and that can unlock so much. Educational resources, telehealth, local economic growth, better emergency comms. It's potentially about bridging that digital divide on a truly global scale.
Okay. A massive undertaking with huge potential. But like any complex system, it's not without its challenges. And Starlink had a bit of a hiccup recently, didn't they, just before these launches?
They did, yeah. There was a fairly significant outage, affected customers globally for about 2.5 hours, just 2 days before these successful launches.
Which is, a sobering reminder. Operating something this vast, this interconnected, it's complex. Do we know what caused it?
Starlink reported it as a failure of key internal software services that operate the core network, which, it does raise important questions, doesn't it, about the resilience of this kind of digital infrastructure, especially one becoming so critical.
Absolutely. What happens when a service like this, which people are starting to rely on, goes down? Are the challenges different for space-based networks compared to, say, terrestrial fiber?
That's a great question. There are definitely unique challenges. Radiation, orbital debris, the sheer scale and distributed nature. But also some similar ones like software glitches, power issues, cyber threats potentially. Resilience is key.
And to their credit, SpaceX did seem to resolve it relatively quickly this time. They confirmed service was back and put out an apology, acknowledging, how vital connectivity is for their users.
Right. Swift resolution is important for user trust, definitely.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together, recapping our deep dive today. We've seen this incredible pace, this almost relentless tempo of Starlink's launches, highlighted by that amazing doubleheader. We've looked at the tech, making it possible, the groundbreaking reusability, exemplified by booster B1078 hitting 22 flights. Just remarkable.
Truly is.
And we've touched on the result, the rapid ongoing expansion of the Starlink constellation itself, now over 8,000 active satellites.
Yeah, and if we connect all that to the bigger picture for you, the listener, these frequent launches, this growing mega constellation, they aren't just engineering feats. They are actively reshaping how we access information. They're changing the whole landscape of low Earth orbit. Space is just becoming a much more active, much more accessible place than it ever has been before.
So that brings us to our final thought for you to mull over. We've talked about over 8,000 active Starlink satellites orbiting right now. The license allows for 12,000, maybe more planned beyond that. What are the broader implications, maybe the unforeseen consequences of having so many private satellites from just one company initially, crowding Earth's immediate vicinity? Think about future space exploration, other innovation, potential debris issues, or even just what it means for our view of the night sky. Something to think about.